approach to learning that meets each child's individual needs. She believes strongly in the importance of fostering strong connections between home and school to ensure academic and social emotional growth for all students. And with no further ado, I introduce to you Ms. Gardner Green.
Maybe. Make sure the green up top.
Okay,
There you go. There you go.
President Horner, members of the school board, Superintendent Garcia, and the Morgan Hill community, thank you for this incredible opportunity. Excuse me. I'm beyond thrilled to continue serving Morgan Hill Unified School District by being the principal at Nordstrom Elementary starting in July and into next school year and beyond. I've had the incredible opportunity to serve a couple of our other sites across around the spring, and that's been just really rooted my understanding for the dedication of the Board of Trustees and this community for a really excellent education at Morgan Hill Unified. It would not be good for me to not mention that we're going to really miss Mrs. Cull at Nordstrom Elementary School. She's a huge part of our community, but we are really hopeful with our incredible staff, students, family, and community that we can continue all of the wonderful work that we've started. And I just thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you very much. Any questions or comments from colleagues? Okay, we had a chance to say our welcomes and thank you back there. So thank you very much. Congratulations. All right, move on to item F1, the Santa Clara County Migrant Education Program Student of the Year. Principal Diaz and Ms. Schmidt will present this item.
Hello, good evening. I am Veronica Diaz, principal of Live Oak, and I am accompanied today by
Courtney Schmidt. I am MHUSD's migrant lead.
And Veronica Calderon, Senior Academic Counselor at Live Oak.
This evening, it is an honor for us to recognize one of our exceptional and accomplished senior students who will be graduating this year. He has been named the Santa Clara County Migrant Student of the Year. So at this moment, we would like Ibrahim Hernandez to please come up, please. And Ms. Calderon is going to give us just a little bit of just what has helped him earn this recognition. He is exceptional in so many ways. Why don't you come this way? Yeah, come right here. Yeah. Okay, just stand there. Yes. Okay.
All right. So we have a lot to say about Ibrahim. So I was going to read off of this, but I wanted to share just a quick little story, and I'm super nervous because I don't like doing this. But I do like to brag about our students and Ibrahim. Ibrahim is definitely what Live Oak represents, what Go for Gold represents, what the Migrant Ed program represents, what Morgan Hill Unified represents. And so he is averaged over a 3.5 GPA all 4 years. He takes AP classes. He enrolled when we were going to have dual enrollment courses. He was the first one, like, take me, I want to do dual enrollment courses. I want to do APs. He was ready. He's going off to college, and we can talk about that too. He is a hard worker. He currently works down the street from us. I won't say where he works, but he definitely does hold down a job. He was very proud to let me know where he worked. When he got his new position, he was very proud. He's like, come through, come see me. And I think I did like 2 days later. I went and I was like, do you have my shampoo that I buy from there? So it was just a very proud moment for him to show. What I also wanted to say was this is a full circle moment for me. Because I was a migrant ed student once. And so just having one of my students receive this too. I don't know why I'm getting emotional.
Because we're happy for us.
Yes. But that's what I wanted to say. It's a full circle moment for me today, for him to be here, receiving this recognition, seeing him off go to college and everything. So, oh my God, I didn't say I was going to do this, but I'll let them share everything else about him. I don't know if you guys want to share anything else. Go ahead.
Nervous just means you care. It's okay. It's okay.
So Ibrahim is being honored in all of Santa Clara County. So this is out of all schools and all districts in Santa Clara County. So one of the things that he is recognized for is he's done over 120 hours of volunteer service. He holds a job and is academically succeeding, including in AP classes. Ibrahim is an exceptional young man who embodies the criteria of the Migrant Education Award. His leadership skills, academic achievement, positive attendance, behavior, strong character and citizenship, remarkable perseverance and dedication to community service makes him an outstanding candidate. I am confident, we are confident, that he will continue to achieve great things in the future in all of his endeavors, and I wholeheartedly recommend him, and he has earned this wonderful award.
So we're happy to share that Ibrahim's next steps will take him to UC Santa Cruz, where he is pursuing legal studies. So we know that he's got a bright future ahead of him, considering everything he's done up until now. So I'm sure we're going to take
Picture. Yeah.
a picture there.
Sorry.
Yes, we'll get her in there too.
Is there anything you'd like to share with us, Ibrahim? Or
Come on, it's okay.
he's like, I'm good. I feel the love. That's enough. Okay. All right. Do you have any family members here that'd like to join us for a picture honoring you? Yeah.
Your beautiful mother. Oh, what a cute one. We're gonna come right in the middle.
Okay, we're on to item F2. I invite Principal Andrade and the cast and characters of Paradise Valley Engineering Academy. I see quite a few of you here.
Good evening. I would love to introduce several people with me this evening. So I'm going to start with my HSA board president, Shanna. Hi. My school site council president, Teresa. My ELAC president, Addie. And then one of my phenomenal student leaders, Lillian. So I'm honored to be able to present about Paradise Valley this evening. Absolutely love my community, and I'm excited to tell you about the wonderful things at our school that are happening. I will pass it off several times throughout the presentation to my other co-presenters.
And can we get one of the lights turned off in the back so we can see the screen better, please? Thank you. Helps a little bit.
We have, Paradise has grown over the years. When I started 5 years ago, we were 100 less students. So we have about 100 more students in the last 5 years. We're pretty excited about that. Our demographics have changed over the years. This is our demographic breakdown right now, currently. This year, we've had quite a lot of students, newcomers, actually the last 3 years, that have come in brand new to the country from other countries. So what is not in this number are the amount of students that are brand new to our country as newcomers. So just in the last 2 weeks, we received 9 students. You can go ahead and move forward. We have amazing staff. I will say on record, sorry, other staff I've ever worked with, but they are the best staff I've ever worked with. We have 54 staff members. Our teachers are 24 of them. We do have one teacher that's an intern. She's phenomenal. And 23 teachers that are fully credentialed. We have 10 that I know of that have master's degrees, but I know they like to get that on the side and not always advertise it. So I do believe that number is higher. All of our students take engineering class because we are an engineering school, and that is including our TKers. It's such a wonderful thing to see our little ones participating in our engineering class, building bridges and coding little bees, and it's very exciting. To move on to that engineering focus, every student in TK through 5 has engineering class. The great part about it is that we have an engineering teacher that's full-time, but we also have a lot of parents and community experts that come in. And so this year we've had, architects, we've had manufacturing engineers, we've had electrical engineers, alternative energy. So every grade level has gotten a different guest speaker. It's been phenomenal. In this bottom right corner, these are actually our TKers with a manufacturing engineer, and they were just deciding how they can build the tallest tower with just very few items. So it's very exciting to see that their tower that they built is even taller than them. And then in the top left corner are our kindergartners working with an architect to figure out how to build the strongest house for, of course, the 3 pigs. And so it is the intertwining of our English language, art, and engineering focus. It's amazing. The SIPSA is coming up. It's this time of the year, and I thought it would be great to talk about those achievements. Last year, when we created our SIPSA as a team, we always go through the SIPSA process with all of our parents involved. We do hold it as a workshop model, and we discuss what the student data is, and then what is it that we were hoping for. And so last year, we asked for our very specific subgroups that scored in the yellow, orange, and red to make sure that they increased by 10. 10 is a pretty large number, and so, but as a team, we thought, we want to push ourselves, and so what I did is I gave you our SIPSA goal, which is very long and lofty, but what I did is I put it in blue where we actually were, so you wouldn't have to read all of it, but we did meet our goals of the reduction of at least 10 points, and so the only section that didn't meet was our socioeconomically disadvantaged students. And we barely missed it. We were off by 1.3 points, but we did really well. If you see that our English learners actually made a reduction of 32 points, and our goal was 10. And so we were extremely excited about that. Our ELAC president, Addie, could probably talk more about that, but our goal really was, that focus was there. And then our students with disabilities also, they're the largest from group from standard, and so they also made a reduction of 18 points. So again, we were hoping for 10. That was our lofty goal, and so we were very excited to see that we were able to meet those goals. So, it's probably easier to see than me talking, so I added a couple of pictures. This is our California dashboard data. So all students were in the blue. We were very excited about that. And then none of our student subgroups were in red or orange. And so that also was an improvement. So we were very excited about that. This is our iReady data. This is old data at this point because the kids are taking it again right now this month. We haven't started taking it at PV because we're in the middle of state testing. So this is old data, but I do want to show you that if you look at the bottom, what I did is I pulled the students that were socioeconomically disadvantaged because that was the section that we talked about that we didn't meet our 10, right? And so what you see is the very last line is the diagnostic one. That was from September. And then if you see the line right above it is where they scored again in December or January. So what we have been really focusing on is that we want all kids to be successful, but we really are focusing as a staff of moving the kids that are what would be, I don't know if you could see it, but it's the red with the stripes that's 2 or more grade levels behind. We want to make sure that gets down to 0. So you see we went from 21% to 7, and you see that we just continue to move kids over. So that was our goal, and we've been working really very incredibly hard about that with that goal. So this is like an update mid-year. This is our math SIPSA goal. Again, we were hoping for 10, so we met that in several areas. Let me pull this up a little larger because it's... So looking at English learners, again, we had a reduction of 62 points. And our students with disabilities, 29.9 points. So we were hoping for 10. We're excited that we did much better than our real hope was. But again, we did not meet in that same very specific group of kids. And so that is on here so that we are transparent. Again, this is our student dashboard data, all students in the blue, no students in the red. Orange was that one subgroup that we're still working on, and then yellow for our Latino families. Similar data, this is again the same group of kids and the same correlation. So we are moving kids up from those very far below students and moving them across the trajectory. This work wouldn't be done without professional learning teams. I'm sure you've heard it from all of my colleagues to this point. Many of our teams meet 2 to 3 times a week, if not every day. Our teachers are incredibly dedicated people. They work before school, after school, during the day. I couldn't tell you how many times I just am walking somewhere and they're like standing there talking and they got student data and they're discussing and they're excited. And I can't... I don't want to miss the fact that our teachers work incredibly hard. And so they analyze data, they create assessments, they're really making sure all of our students are on grade level and meeting standards. They are very personal with their data. Every kid is important. And so the work that you see in those test scores it's due to their hard work and dedication. Okay, our second focus is on our community and our families. So I'm going to hand it over to the experts of family, which are my families.
Hi, my name is Shanna Schubert, and I have had the privilege of serving as the Home and School Club president for the last 2 years at Paradise. We run an incredible amount of programs. This is our tentative calendar. Everything that has shrunk is things that have happened in the past, and then everything that has a bullet are things that are still upcoming. When we started the year, I could not fit everything onto one page. I had it at font size 6, and it was double columned. So we run quite a few amount of programs at Paradise, all volunteer-based from our lovely parents. Monthly, we have programs like Panther Den, which is a student store. I think you're going to hear a little more about that later. Meet the Masters, which is an art program. Parents, 1 to 3 parents come into every single classroom at Paradise and give art lessons every month. So our students are introduced to different artists and techniques. We do Project Cornerstone, which is a social emotional learning program. It's similar. 1 to 3 parents come into every single classroom of Paradise. They read a book, and then the kids learn a small social emotional learning lesson that goes with the book. We have Funvisor, which is part of Project Cornerstone. Parents come in and run recess programs once a month. We run dinner night outs, and we have an entire hospitality team that treats our staff, our lovely staff at Paradise, once a month at least, to some sort of breakfast, lunch, treat table, something like that. On top of our monthly programs, we have some really great highlights, I should say. To start the year, we run a car show. We've done this 2 years in a row now. It is completely free for the community to come. We've had CAL FIRE come. We've had Morgan Hill PD come. Cars from all over town come, and the registrants pay $25 to come in, and the kids get to walk around, look at all the cool cars, get introduced to something new. We had a bounce house this year, and it was 100% free. It's like the second weekend of the school year, so it's our like welcome to Paradise. We run movie nights, Unity Day. We have Fall Fest, which is a giant carnival in the fall. It helps get all of our funds for science camp. That's our big push with Fall Fest, but it is 100% manned during the day by students. So the students run all the booths, 4th and 5th graders, and they earn money for their trips, and all the other kids get to come and play all the games. This year we did roller skating at Silver Creek Sports Complex. We run 2 book fairs a year. Santa came by our December book fair this year. That was quite a hit. We have bingo night. We have a family dance and karaoke night. That was also a huge hit. We ran out of time and everyone didn't get to karaoke, but we're looking at ways to make that better for next year. We run Panther Prowl, which is our version of the fun run. And this year we had a San Jose Giants PVEA night out. We got fireworks. They announced us on the Jumbotron. It was really, really fun. We still have staff appreciation coming next week at Paradise and a talent show. This, besides the regular things that a home and school club does, like build a yearbook, we take meticulous treasurer notes to the very penny. We know where every dollar is spent. We monthly have a newsletter, and we run obviously various fundraisers to make all of this happen. We could not do that at Paradise if we did not have an incredible parent team. Just looking out here, there are 3 board members in here. There are also parents that run complete programs all on their own and have been doing so for a number of years. So I am so blessed to be at this school where Ms. Andrade has allowed us to flourish, and where so many parents get involved every single day. We all know each other, and because of it, our kids know each other. So we have 2nd graders that are friends with 5th graders. We have TKers that when they come to school, they already know people because they've been coming for years. They've been coming to the car show every year. So they don't feel so worried about being on a campus with a bunch of really tall 5th graders. Anyway, I am so blessed to be part of this community where we have so much parent participation. And that's a little bit about what we do all year long.
So my name is Addie. I am president of the ELAC committee. I've been so for the past year and a half, 2 years now? 2 years now. And we've been working with Ms. Andrade. So the first half of last year, Ms. Andrade was not here. We were with Mr. Marius, I think that's how you pronounce his name. And we worked one-on-one with him. I was probably the first ELAC president to be on board in many years. So there was a lot of changes that needed to be made, a lot of more involvement with the parents in the school, which we have seen a lot more now, and a lot more of engagement with our ELAC students, because like she mentioned, it's a lot of the Hispanic community, but mainly a lot of students out of the country that need a lot of resources and a lot of help to adapt them to this new world that they are introduced to. So the ELAC has grown so much. I see a lot of parents here from the ELAC committee, a lot of parents here that are always supportive at the meetings, always put in their insight to let us know what their students need, how we can improve, and then take that to the DLAC meetings and just, exchange information so that our students of the English language learners can flourish. And we have seen many of the different demographics, as you've seen, they have been flourishing in many ways. And it's been amazing to see our students just grow and get more comfortable with the environment they're in, because coming from an immigrant family myself and my parents just speaking only Spanish, you kind of get a little intimidated when you see a lot of students in your area that are speaking a language you don't know. But when you have such a strong staff that welcomes and just lets these students engage and provides the resources and helps our families to understand that, hey, we are here for you, and if anything that you need, we can provide that. So we have seen a lot of parent engagement in the last couple years, something that Paradise has not seen in quite a few years. And it's been really nice to see a lot of more parent engagement as well, because like I've stated, a lot of parents don't know what they don't know. And being one of those parents that was just like them with my parents, I go out there and I let them know, hey, is there anything that you need? Or just in general, just incorporating more of the culture for them to be more familiarized and just more comfortable on campus, which has been really amazing. So that's a little bit of ELAC, and I will pass it on to our School Site Council.
Hi, my name's Teresa Peschke. I'm the School Site Council President. I have been at Paradise for 11 years when my oldest was in kindergarten. And Amber asked me to run for School Site Council because she was hoping that we could get a parent of special education students on there. And it has been an eye-opening experience to see where all the money goes and how amazing she is to make do with what is budgeted for the schools for so many students. And I know we don't have a whole lot of time, so I just wanted to say that I really appreciate that everything that Amber has done for Paradise.
You got this. You got this. Okay. Okay, I got you. Okay. Okay, this is Lillian. She is in 4th grade. Okay, let's read for a second. Can you give us 1 second? 1 second. You can talk to me. Talk to me. What grade are you in? I'm in 4th grade. It's okay. You want me to start? Okay. I'm going to start and she's going to jump in. Okay. Okay. Lillian is in 4th grade. She's in our leadership team. We have, 50 kids in leadership.
How?
About 50 kids in leadership. They're all 4th and 5th graders, and they create their own committees. And so Lillian not only is part of our leadership team, but she's also her class
Secretary.
because she's in 4th grade. So 4th graders learn about California government, and they run for political office. They have to have signatures, and they have to campaign. And so Lillian campaigned for her secretary position.
Yeah.
How many signatures did you have to have? 60.
60.
She had to have 60 signatures in order to run for office. And in fact, when the mayor came to visit, he told them that he didn't have to have that many signatures. We were all very surprised. That was a fun learning. So Lillian actually is one of the students that has learned how to get on my schedule. It is one of the items that they learn in leadership is how to schedule important meetings with the people they need to speak with. Lillian has worked with Miss Trish, our secretary, to ensure I meet with all leadership groups in a timely fashion. She laughs as I say that. What are you trying to say? And so all students are able to be in leadership. We believe all students have the opportunity to be leaders. They all are leaders, and it's just developing that in them. So Lillian is part of the, what committee?
The Spirit Week.
Spirit Week Committee. And what do you do in Spirit Week Committee?
We schedule and we plan Spirit Weeks for the whole school to
build community.
And show school pride and spirit.
Perfect. These are some of the things that the kids have worked on this year. We did Magical Bridge last year. This year we did Kids Heart Challenge. The kids raised over $5,000. We were hoping for $500, so we're very excited about that. What was your favorite part of that challenge?
We got to learn hands-only CPR, and it was very exciting for people to learn it because everybody was so excited.
Wow.
We have a green team, Spirit Weeks, the food team met with the Director Jochner and even gave him input on our food and the cafeteria and made some suggestions. And they got really great pizza out of it, they told me. Anything else you would like to add about those pieces?
The pizzas?
No, any of these pieces.
Oh. The Panther Den and Panther Prowl are fun ways to get to know people and staff members and volunteers.
What are your favorite events?
My favorite events are movie nights, fall festivals, because they're very fun and they get people to get to know others.
So our climate and culture team has been working on aligning our core values to our school expectations and analyzing student behavior and continuing our positive school-wide recognition. Lillian actually has something for you. Do you want me to give it to them? You got it. Okay, go ahead. Hold this. Lillian has something for all of you. These are our Panther Pride tickets. She wanted to bring them because all of you, she knew, were going to be listening respectfully, and that is one of our core values. And so our next Panther Den, feel free to come by and redeem it. May 19th, as they're telling me. So this is one of the things that we pass out throughout the day when we see kids showing those core values, and respect is one of them. And so she wanted to make sure that all of you received one. And I think she has some for the littles because they were being super respectful during the presentation. So So yes, we have Panther Den, and it's like Chuck E. Cheese on steroids, and there's lots of things going on. And I always joke with Sarah, is our parent that runs Panther Den. It is a very large ordeal. I always joke with her, I will help you with anything, but once they come with the tickets, I'm running because it is very intense. And so that is our presentation from Paradise. And thank you so much for your time.
Oh, wonderful. Any questions or comments? Please, Vice President Andrade.
Lillian, I just want to tell you that I actually teach public speaking for a living, and I want to congratulate you and tell you how proud I am of you, because public speaking is the #1 fear of people in this country. And the fact that you showed up and you stood at the podium is incredibly brave, because most college students that I teach don't even show up sometimes. So I'm very proud of you.
Please. Sorry.
No,
Lost
it's
track.
okay. I just wanted to say I love this, all the involvement. Oh my gosh, you guys have so much going on. It's great. It's amazing how you can pull in your community and the parents and just getting the ELAC community involved. I know that's quite a challenge sometimes. So good job doing that. And it just sounds like you're doing great work there. So thanks.
Thank you.
Trustee Gardner, please.
Amber, love the presentation. Thank you so much. That was a delight. Absolutely.
Thank you.
You come back every week.
Okay. Hearing none, I'll just add real briefly, thank you. That was wonderful. Thinking of 28 years ago when our daughter was a first grader there, I don't know how the years went by so quickly, but Paradise maybe 3.0 is an amazing place. I'm just so impressed with what you all have built as a community. So well done, and thank you. You do the whole place proud.
Thank you.
Amber, I want to thank you for your leadership and for empowering your entire staff and your students and your parents to build a collective efficacy of sorts where everyone is rowing in the same direction. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, continuing with our evening of celebrations, we'll invite Principal Diaz back to the podium along with Greg Chambers to present the Career Technical Education Advisor recognition.
Well, good evening, trustees. We have a very short presentation just to give you a little bit of context of what our wonderful CTE advisors do. So CTE is short for Career and Technical Education. Would you go to the next slide? And then I'm going to turn it over to the experts who are going to recognize. So the California Ed Code requires the CTE Advisory Committee group, which we have in our district. We meet twice a year. We met in the fall and in the spring. That we have the role of advisors is that they support this group and then they help us ensure that they serve as liaison between the district, our industry partners, and potential employers. So the role is that we have people from the industry that can advise the district in how to make sure that our CTE courses are up to date and with the best practice and in alignment. Can you go to the next one? So what do our advisors do? Well, they help us keep making sure that our CTE courses are industry relevant with topics in the classroom. The advisors meet with our wonderful teachers, our dedicated teachers, to help plan and provide opportunities for work career experiences, and those could be coming into the classroom. They have to meet with our teachers at least on a quarterly basis, and they attend our 2 annual CTE meetings, and they do much, much more together with our wonderful teachers than what these bullets put up there, because there's a lot of work, and we're so proud to have them be part of our family. Can you go to the next slide? And so I think in general, we are extremely grateful that they are not just part of our committee, but they provide that world life experience and they help support our teachers at every step of the way as we're implementing our program and our pathways. So I'm going to turn it over to our principal, Ms. Diaz, who is going to be reading off the names and provide a small token of our appreciation and recognition to our CTE advisors. We're going to read the names of the folks that may not have been able to join us because they might be via Zoom, and we want there to be a public record of our recognition for all that they do.
Thank you. So yes, some of our advisors, CT advisors, are members of our own community, and so our students and teachers benefit from them coming into the classroom, sometimes as guest speakers. Some of our CTE classes actually have the opportunity, kind of like a field trip, to go to the employment of some of our CTE advisors to get to see the pathway in practice, right? So that's a very big component of the program. Others have been guest speakers long distance because I believe I heard someone is from like LA Disney, Disney, right? So to have someone from Disney be like mentoring our teachers, and then for engaging in more and giving more students the opportunity of seeing what actually happens at that level is just amazing. So we're going to recognize, and we do have some of our CTE teachers here both from Serato and Live Oak. So I would like to maybe encourage you guys to please stand if your advisor is here also. It's important for us in this recognition to say who's doing the work. And I would like to say before starting off with the names that many of our CTE teachers are not currently here, but like, for example, I left early to come here because our agriculturally focused CTE teachers right now, we're interviewing the applicants for our Morgan Hill FFA chapter officer team for the next school year. I know, for example, Mr. Gallard just came to us from a softball game that he's a coach. We have, so it's a lot of our teachers who are still engaging right now with our students even at this hour. So we appreciate that very much. Okay, so if I'm going to begin then reading the names of the mentors, the advisors. So for our production and managerial arts pathway at Live Oak High School, the advisor is Anna Goddard Carpio. For our design, visual, and media arts advisor, Kayla McCarty. For our performing arts pathway, Tanya Mara. For our 3D and product development pathway, Drew Petticlerk. For our residential and commercial construction pathways, we have Rion Julian. For cabinetry, millworking, and woodworking, Michael Samarza. For food service and hospitality, Irvin Santos. He's in a restaurant at this hour. Thank you, though, for Anastasia, our culinary pathway teacher, who's here to recognize his recognition, too. For agri-science, we have, it's basically a committee, so they're known as the Agriculture Advisory Committee that helps support our agri-science and agricultural business pathways. And for our software and systems development pathway, Amir Farahi.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to go ahead and read out the names of the Serato teachers. Full transparency, I'm a first-year CTE teacher myself. And so I've gotten to kind of firsthand see how amazing it is to work with people who really, really know the industry. I've seen that for many, many years because I work very closely with our department. But to experience it firsthand has been really, really awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and read off the names from the Sobrato side. So we'd like to recognize Dennis Dunbar for the Design, Visual, and Media Arts pathway. We'd like to recognize Marilyn Host, also for the Design, Visual, and Media Arts pathway. We'd like to acknowledge Abigail Donovan, also for the Design, Visual, and Media Arts pathway. We would like to recognize Carly Lehrfeld, also for the Design, Visual, and Media Arts pathway. We'd like to recognize Humberto Solario, also for the Design, Visual, and Media Arts pathway. We would like to acknowledge Dr. David Vickerman and also the Silicon Valley Shakespeare Company for the Performing Arts pathway. We'd like to acknowledge Eric Sunderman for the Production and Managerial Arts pathway. We would like to also acknowledge the Agriculture Advisory Committee for the Agriculture Business Pathway at Ansobrato High School. We would like to acknowledge Mario Hernandez and John Kelly in service of the Agriculture Mechanics Pathway. We would like to acknowledge Rosie Burgeon and John Kelly in their service for the Agri-Science Pathway. We would like to acknowledge Dr. Robert Kessler for his service to the Patient Care Pathway. We would like to acknowledge Jeremy Newick for his service to the Software and Systems Development Pathway. And lastly, we'd like to acknowledge Veronica Andrade for a service to the Design, Visual, and Media Arts pathway. Thank you so much.
It's supposed to be secret.
As long as he doesn't tell you. That was wonderful. Thank you. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, we all just add our additional layer of thanks and congratulations. And for all these folks from industry helping have a good answer to the question, why do I need to know this? That's the most common student question, and they help us have real answers to that, which is wonderful.
I will say, as a former journalism teacher, the CTE programs are very close to me, and I think that really is where we get to know our students the best, right? We get to see them flourish, and it's just amazing when they find and they tap into something that in it a spark. So CTE.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Well, thank you again. That closes that item. So now, as announced in the change of the agenda, we're going to move item K1, the District English Learner Advisory Committee presentation. Assistant Superintendent Jimenez will kick us off, and see, we have a team here as well.
Yeah, my person is very, very short. I would love to introduce to you our Director of Family Community Engagement, Godina Sapien, and our wonderful DLAC parents. So DLAC stands for the District English Learner Advisory Committee. As you heard, like in Paradise Valley, we have ELAC, or English Learner Advisory Committees, at every site, and then they choose a member that represents them at large, and then comes to as a meeting at the Faith Center once a month, and then they get a lot of information. They're going to talk a little bit about those roles and responsibilities, but we are very proud to have them and do a presentation of the work that they've done this whole school year. So I'm going to turn it over to Director Sapien.
Hi, everyone. It's great to see all of you.
I am the Director of Family and Community Engagement. My name is Karina Sapien, and we have invited our DLAC, District English Language Advisory Committee, to share about their role and how they impact their school communities. They're going to tell you everything you need to know about the DLAC, but I wanted to let you know that they represent their schools. Each school has an ELAC. And so we have 13 members on our DLAC, District English Language Advisory Committee. And we have just a few of them here tonight to share with you a little bit about what they do and their role. And I want to say that it is a pleasure to meet with them and work with them every month. They are passionate, caring, incredibly insightful, and it's just a privilege to meet with them every month. So they are here to share a little bit about what they do.
Buenas noches, muchas gracias por estar aquí esta noche. Mi nombre es Carla Barragán y yo represento la escuela Paradise Valley. Y quiero compartir con ustedes acerca de qué es DLAC. Nosotros somos el Comité Asesor de Estudiantes Aprendices de Inglés del Distrito de Morgan Hill. Este grupo está formado por padres de estudiantes en las diferentes escuelas. Nosotros somos la voz de más de 16% de los estudiantes que confían en nosotros para recomendar y asesorar en la formación de políticas y programas que afectan directamente a ellos. Nuestro objetivo es ver por las necesidades educativas de estos más de 1,100 estudiantes y así, junto con las autoridades educativas y maestros, hacer que hablar un segundo idioma se convierta en una ventaja y no en un obstáculo. Good evening. Thank you for being here tonight. My name is Carla Barragán and I represent Paradise Valley School. Tonight I want to share with you what is DLAC. We are the English Learning Advisory Committee for the Morgan Hill School District, and we are made up of parents from various schools in the area. Our group represents over 60% of the students, and we are trusted by more than 1,100 English learner children to share their voices and offer suggestions on policies and programs that impact them. Our mission is to support the educational needs of these students and work closely with educators and school leaders to make being bilingual a strength, not a barrier.
Hola, muy buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Carolina González, represento la escuela Nordstrom y además soy la secretaria de DLAC. Hello everyone, my name is Carolina González. I represent Nordstrom School and I am also the secretary of the DLAC. Yo les voy a hablar un poco de las responsabilidades de DLAC. Nuestra responsabilidad es asesorar al distrito en temas claves relacionados con los estudiantes aprendices de inglés, incluyendo el desarrollo, implementación del plan del éxito, realizar una evaluación de necesidades en cada escuela, establecer procedimientos de reclasificación, revisar y comentar sobre LCAP, revisar y aprobar el plan de éxito, promover la participación de padres. Es la que está en esta. ¿Te acuerdas? Le ibas a decir en inglés. Solo un poquito.
I want to share about the responsibilities of DLAC, which is to develop and implement some of the EL plan for success, conducting a district-wide needs assessment on a school-by-school basis, establishing district reclassification procedures, as well as reviewing and commenting on the LCAP, promoting parent involvement, and reviewing and approving the plan for success.
Además de estas responsabilidades, me gustaría compartir un poquito con ustedes de mi experiencia como miembro del comité. Por ejemplo, cuando trabajamos en el plan maestro, nuestra responsabilidad fue compartir con ustedes nuestras opiniones, sugerencias y necesidades para alcanzar el éxito académico de nuestros estudiantes. Thank you. Gracias por el espacio. In addition of these responsibilities, I would like to share my experience with you as a member of DLAC. For example, when we work on the master plan, our responsibility was to share our opinions, suggestions, and needs to achieve the academic success of our students. Thank you for the space.
Hola, buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Sandy Ramírez. Soy presidenta de ILAC, de PWASH y DILAC. Durante el transcurso de este año nos reunimos una vez mensual. En estas juntas hablamos de nuestras políticas o reformas a programas ya existentes. Compartimos temas relevantes acerca de las escuelas que representamos, así como recibimos a invitados que nos dan a conocer más a fondo diferentes programas y recursos que contribuyen a la formación integral de nuestros estudiantes.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sandy Ramirez, and I'm president of ELAC of the school PWASH, and also the president of DLAC in Morgan Hill. And tonight, I have the opportunity to talk about the DLAC meeting schedule. We meet once a month throughout the school year to stay connected and informed. In all these meetings, we talk about new policies and updates to current programs, share important topics from the schools we represent, and also we welcome guest speakers who bring valuable insights on programs and resources that help support our students' growth and success.
Aquí les muestro mi carpeta de todo el trabajo que hemos hecho durante todo el año y cada representante de cada escuela tiene una.
Wow.
Here is could see in the previous slide, it was the schedule of all the meetings from this current year. And as you can see, this binder shows all the work that we have done throughout the year.
Hola, buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Sandra Rodríguez. Soy representante de ILAC de la Escuela Barrett. Estoy aquí para hablar sobre temas cubiertos durante el año escolar 2024-2025. Durante nuestras reuniones hablamos desde las responsabilidades de cada miembro de este comité hasta la aprobación del plan de éxito para los estudiantes aprendices de inglés. Conocer acerca de los criterios, procesos, herramientas de diagnóstico, objetivos y apoyos es clave para así poder dar una valiosa retroalimentación que exprese la opinión de los estudiantes y padres de familia que representamos. Hello, good afternoon. My name is Sandra Rodriguez. I represent ILAC from Barrett School. I'm here to talk about topics covering during 2024-2025 school year. At our meetings, we have covered a little bit of everything, from understanding each committee member's role to reviewing and approving and successful plan to English learning. Learning about the criteria, processes, tools, goals, and available support helps us give thoughtful feedback that truly reflects the voices of the students and families we represent. Thank you.
En la conferencia de CABE 2025 se llevó a cabo del 26 al 29 de marzo, donde tuvimos la oportunidad de tener diversos temas súper interesantes y productivos. Por ejemplo, el poder de la resiliencia, la identificación de aprendices de inglés, empoderando familias para el liderazgo, fortaleciendo el compromiso familiar, entre otros. Todos estos temas me han ayudado a comprender y fortalecer estrategias para el involucramiento de padres y empoderar a más padres para tener más líderes que amen su comunidad. Y como presidenta de DILAC, entender mejor sus reglas y la importancia que cada padre tiene para que su éxito de sus estudiantes y todos los recursos sean utilizados para el estudiante.
In addition to our regular meetings, we also dedicate time to learning and professional growth. This year, we have the opportunity to attend the California Association for Bilingual Education conference and workshops. The CABE conference took place from March 26 to 29 and offered a wide range of insightful production sessions. Some of the topics included the power of resilience, identifying English learners, empowering families and leadership, strengthening families' engagement, among many others. These sessions help me gain a deeper understanding on how to engage and empower parents and inspire me to encourage more families to become leaders who care deeply about their communities. As DLAC president, the experience also helped me better understand the committee's role, the importance of parent involvement in student success, and as well as how to ensure that all available resources are used to benefit our students.
Hola, mi nombre es Victoria y yo represento la escuela Britton. Esta noche les voy a hablar de la evaluación de necesidades y encuestas para padres. En DILAC entendemos que las necesidades y los recursos de nuestros aprendices de inglés están en constante cambio y queremos escuchar de los padres de los estudiantes. Por esta razón, creamos e implementamos una encuesta acerca de sus experiencias con el programa, su opinión acerca del progreso de estudiantes, así como sus sugerencias y preocupaciones. Todo esto con el fin de sugerir cambios y mejoras que se adapten mejor a las recientes necesidades. Gracias.
Hi, my name is Victoria, and tonight I'll be talking about the needs assessments and parent survey. At DLAC, we know that the needs of the resources for our English learners are always evolving, and we believe the voices of their parents are essential. That's why we created a survey to learn more about their experience with the program, how their child is progressing, and any ideas or concerns they might have. The parents' input helps us recommend meaningful changes and improvements that truly reflect the family's needs today.
Hola, buenas tardes. Mi nombre es Carmen Ledesma. Soy representante de la Escuela Los
Get the
Paseos.
mic just a little closer.
Oh,
Just turn it up a
sorry.
little. Point it at there. Perfect.
It's okay? Okay.
Marvelous. Thank you.
Mi nombre es Carmen Ledesma y soy representante de la Escuela Los Paseos. Estoy un poco nerviosa. Nuestro trabajo de DLAC no termina con el final del año. Es un compromiso que va más allá. Por eso tenemos claro que las necesidades, que necesitamos seguir involucrándonos a más padres de estudiantes y aprendices de inglés en las decisiones del distrito, para así gestionar cambios reales. La colaboración de los padres y las escuelas crea vínculos más fuertes que nos ayudan a juntos mantenernos enfocados en lo que más importa para nuestros estudiantes.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Carmen Ledesma, and I represent Los Paseos School. I want to talk to you about the future for DLAC and how we are preparing for it. At DLAC, our commitment to English learners doesn't stop at the end of the school year. It's something we carry forward every day. That's why we're passionate about getting more parents involved in district decisions that lead to real, lasting changes. When parents in the school work together, we build stronger connections and keep our focus right where it belongs, on what's best for our students.
Buenas noches. Buenas noches. Mi nombre es Jessica y soy representante de la Escuela Sobrato. Aprecio mucho su atención esta noche. En nombre de nuestros más de 1,100 estudiantes aprendices de inglés y de estos padres de familia, les damos las gracias por crear canales de comunicación en los que podamos aprender, contribuir juntos y hacer la diferencia. Porque nuestros estudiantes lo merecen. Sigamos trabajando por ellos.
Good evening. My name is Georgina Quiñones. I represent the school Jackson. Sorry. On behalf of the more than 1,100 English learning students and their families, we thank you for creating spaces where we can learn, contribute, and make a difference together. Because our students deserve the the very best. Let's keep working hard for them. Thank you. Do you have any questions and comments? Thank you.
Any questions, comments?
I was just going to say it's a beautiful thing to see you guys speaking in your home language. I mean, I just adore it. And I think you guys are doing amazing and you guys are all involved and just really working for your community. And I love it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please, go ahead.
I also wanted to say thank you. I'm a PA Walsh parent, and Cindy is such a leader in our community. Cindy knows everyone. If you need a volunteer, she is the person to talk to. I just wanted to recognize all of your commitment to our school community, because you're empowering students and their families, and it's just so important, and I'm so grateful to you.
Thank you.
Trustee Altman, please.
Thank you. I have a question. What's, if you could ask one thing for us to do for you, what would that be? That doesn't cost money.
I have the perfect answer for that with no money attached. I think in our experience, changing the stigma of being a Spanish speaker or having English as your second language will be great. I think as a parent, when they're telling you that your kid has to be involved in a different kind of program, the first thing you think is going to stay behind, right? It's going to have to play catch up later on. And that's not a good feeling. So I think if we can start with promoting bilingualism, it would be great. How can we showcase success cases of students that because of their second language, whatever language is, because we don't represent only the Hispanics, right? The majority is, but we represent, I think, around 50 languages from different parts of the world. So this is not only about the Latinos, but everybody that comes to this country that doesn't speak the language just yet. But you know what? We learn. And when we learn, our brain works even better than before, because we're connecting to hemispheres that probably some people don't, right? Or don't get to do it unless you're learning another language. So that's something we need to make people feel proud of it. And we need to make our kids feel like you are better because you speak a second language. And you're not gonna play catch up. You're just gonna have a different route, but you're gonna get to the same place and you're gonna be better, and that's gonna be an advantage in your future. And that has to be reflected in every information that we provide about the program, right? ELAC doesn't have to look like a program that your kid is not quite there yet. It's more like your kid's special, and we wanna help him flourish and reach that potential. So if there is something we can work together with the phrases, the way that we present it to the kids and make it more friendly, and also using, I know we love acronyms, but as a first time coming to school and they tell you the LPAC and all this ELAC and DLAC, I mean, it's overwhelming. So I'm pretty sure that together we can make this more friendly for the first time parents coming to the district, for the kids to feel proud, to feel empowered, and also to feel like, maybe I want to learn a third language, right? Why not? So, como estaba comentando, yo creo que una de las cosas que hemos platicado nosotros en DLAC y en ELAC es que nos gustaría que el ser bilingüe no fuera una barrera, fuera una ventaja para nuestros estudiantes, que lo presentáramos como una manera en la que ellos van a ser mejores en un futuro porque van a tener mucho más oportunidades, tanto a nivel personal, social, en el trabajo. Y entonces tenemos que cambiar la manera en la que presentamos la información a los padres, en la que se la platicamos a nuestros niños, en la que nosotros lo experimentamos. Entonces los niños se sentirán orgullosos de venir de otro país, de su cultura, de su idioma, y a lo mejor hasta les podemos motivar a que aprendan un tercer idioma. Gracias.
I just wanted to say thank you for your involvement, and I don't know when Cindy sleeps because she lives across the street from me, and I see her coming and going all the time with that binder, or kids, or something, or groceries. So she's always on the run. Thank you for your involvement. And at GEV, you know, one of our associations, we always say, la cultura es un cura, like the culture is the cure, right? So, and I think that what you're doing and the involvement and the welcoming of everybody is very important, and it's beautiful to see. So thank you.
I'll just add my thanks and appreciation and love and admiration for all of you and everything you do. You bring so much to the community. I have no Spanish. I kind of feel guilty for that. It's one of the things I should be working on, is adding that to my skill set, because and I'm just so delighted as you continue to grow your efforts together, that you're speaking up your voices that need to be heard loudly, clearly, often, repeatedly, because, you know, there are other voices that that tend to dominate. And I really appreciate that you all are here both today, tonight, and all the time speaking up, because you know what your families and kids need. And I really appreciate that for you. And I appreciate what you bring to the whole community. The more variety, the more diversity, the more different kinds of music, language, art, the more interesting and fun that life is. So thank you. I'm not from your community, but you enrich my life so much. I want to say thank you.
Quisiera agradecerles por parte de todo el distrito, 850 empleados. Gracias por tener expectativas altas para nuestros alumnos, pero no solamente tener esas expectativas, sino trabajar con nosotros para asegurarnos de que cada uno de nuestros estudiantes llegue a esas metas. Gracias, las aprecio muchísimo, las he visto trabajar, y yo sé que ustedes quieren que todos los alumnos sobresalgan, que no solamente se gradúen de la prepa, sino que tengan múltiples oportunidades después de la preparatoria. Así que muchísimas gracias, y las aprecio y las quiero muchísimo. Gracias.
This completes this item. Okay, thank you. We're just going to call a 5-minute stretch break, and then we will continue with our agenda. So we'll be back. Maybe we can do it in 4 minutes. How about 7:25? Just real quick. Thank you. I gotta go. No. We have a motion to approve the minutes from the April 8th meeting. Thank you, Trustee Munson. We have a second? Sorry?
Okay, I'm having an existentialist crisis here. Was I really there? It is a little bit enough, I mean, because okay. Then I'll second it.
Okay. Just a little bit, existentially? An existential second from Trustee Altman. Thank you. All right, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed or abstaining? Okay, that passes unanimously. Now we're on item H, public comment and communications. Members of the public may address the board on topics not listed on the agenda under this item. The board may not discuss issues raised that are not listed on the agenda, and topics not on the agenda are brought to the board's attention may be investigated or addressed by the administration, reported to the board publicly or privately or at a future meeting. Comments by visitors shall not exceed 3 minutes each. I'll say we have 10 visitors, and under our bylaws, we can actually limit the total time to 20 minutes. I'm not going to ask for a reduced time per, but I'm going to ask each commenter to please be succinct. I think in some cases, you may be saying, I agree with the colleague before me and would like to add this point. So if you could do us that courtesy, that would be helpful. The first we have listed, I think by the order we received them, is Mr. DeMello, Christopher DeMello. You here? Good. There you are. Good to see you, sir.
Good evening. My name is Christopher DeMello, Sobrato theater teacher for 13 years, and I'd like to start my time by saying that I did not want to speak today. I had hoped a year ago when I spoke to the district subcommittee on policy that I would not have to get up in front of anyone again and share my family's story. And I'd like to be clear, I am not here as a founding and anchor member of our outstanding CTE program. I am not here as the longest standing member of the Sobrato Arts Department. I am not here as the longest standing program director of any high school arts program, and I am not here as the Morgan Hill Chamber of Commerce 2025 Educator of the Year. I am here in the capacity that brings me to the lowest level of significance in the eyes of you all, as a parent teacher of an interdistrict transfer student, and you cannot comprehend the amount of whiplash you can feel as a teacher to work as I do for 13 years, putting in weeks that average 60 hours and can reach up to 100 hours multiple times a year, working full-time through spring break for 10 years and striving to put on professional level theatrical productions that our campus community loves and have now been recognized by the Chamber of Commerce as having value to the city of Morgan Hill, only to have you all reduce me and my daughter to a number. It makes us all realize that you truly don't mean it when you say you care about your teachers. Those platitudes are just that, sound bites to use during Teacher Appreciation Week to sound like you care. And I know it's partially my fault. I am not political enough in this district to achieve real change. I don't play the game well. I don't reach out to you personally to invite you to my shows, as I never have had to do this in the past. Before COVID, the board would just show up, and our superintendent was so active in my program that he wrote letters to the editor of the local paper in support of us. It has been said that the teachers in my position who are complaining want our students in the best schools, and I think that this is a misinterpretation. All of our schools are the best. I would be happy to have chosen any school in Morgan Hill for Kaylee, but we chose JAM as it is the only music school in the district. There is no equal for what JAM does with music. It wasn't even until last year that I knew JAM was seen as the good school in the district. I was oblivious. And now, after giving so much, not only is my daughter on the wait list for the third time in 4 years, she is dead last. One more case of whiplash brought on by district policies. I understand that the belief up here at the district office, sorry, my phone, is that this is in line with Ed Code and so legally okay, but I ask, is it morally okay? Everyone I share my story with, from staff to parents to even my own students, are shocked that a student could be regularly treated like this, and everyone responds the same way. What can I do? How can I help? I'd like to end by asking, why is this happening here? My wife, who does what I do at Live Oak, came here from Gilroy, where this is not an issue, and even the state representatives that I've spoken directly with are shocked that this is happening and are researching legislative solutions. So I ask you in closing, on this Teacher Appreciation Day, that you find a solution that respects all and shows us that your words of appreciation are not the hollow platitudes they seem, but the seeds of action that can give your teachers a little reprieve and stop the whiplash and let us get back to teaching.
Thank you, Mr. DeMello. Next we have Casey Gillespie. Am I saying that correctly? That was spelled wrong on my paper, sorry. I thought it would be Gillespie, it was our mistake.
Gillespie.
Gillespie.
Yes.
Gillespie, okay, very good. Thank you very much. Please continue.
Sorry, I'm nervous. Okay, good evening, trustees, Superintendent Dr. Garcia, and community members. My name is Casey Gillespie. Before I officially start my speech, I would like to acknowledge my sister-in-law, Jacqueline Gillespie, who had every intention of speaking tonight. She filled out a card. She is unfortunately sick. She wants to extend her support, collaboration, and agreement with the speakers on this issue tonight. I have been a teacher at Jackson Academy for the past 11 years. I also happen to have young school-aged children. I'm speaking today in concern of a fairly recent policy change that has put teachers who do not live in Morgan Hill, including myself, in one of the lowest enrollment priorities. We are required to reapply every year, which directly contradicts Ed Code, and many teachers have been placed on the waiting list for their school of choice. The message we have received from the district is that neighborhood students take priority, and I absolutely agree. Students should be able to attend their neighborhood school. What doesn't make sense to me is that MHUSD accepts literally thousands of intra-district school transfers, and teachers who live out of the district are placed lower than those students. We have been told by board members in emails that they do not want to be getting in the middle of conflicts between parents over getting into the good school. This is simply not the case. If the district is concerned about debates over good schools, why are we accepting thousands of intra-district transfers rather than promoting neighborhood schools? Why we are not trying to get our kids into the good schools, which, for the record, we believe all of our schools are good schools full of amazing teachers and students. We are trying to get our students into the school we work at or the school that makes the most logistical sense. If retaining experienced teachers is a priority of the district, why would you not prioritize their children also? Do their kids just get to be moved around based on enrollment numbers? The message I am taking from this is that MHUSD wants teachers who live only in Morgan Hill or who don't have school-aged children. If we are going to be at the literal bottom of the wait list, why would we continue working for this district? Placing a higher priority on the teachers' children just makes sense. When our students are able to be with us or at the school that works logistically, we are better able to serve our students. Our goal has always been and will always be to serve our students as best we can. However, that is very difficult to do with this current policy. Not only does this policy negatively affect the teachers, but also our children. They are also part of MHUSD and deserve a continuous education. Our kids are already enrolled in the school, have good attendance and good behavior records. They should be able to remain in the school they are currently enrolled in. This policy change is forcing teachers to decide whether to continue teaching in Morgan Hill, where we love, or to find a district nearby who will honor our kids with a continuous education. Research shows that good, experienced teachers and the continuity of education are both best for students. Allowing inter-district teachers to be placed at a higher priority level would show that not only does the district care about their teachers, but also all of MHUSD students. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Next, we have CJ Goulart. Mr. Goulart.
Good evening. I had a nice long speech prepared, but this morning I received an email from another teacher in the district, and they said to me, I'll leave them out of their name out of it, but they said to me that they've been working in the district for, this is their 9th year, and they don't live in Morgan Hill, they live in Gilroy. And unfortunately, their exact words say, if I can't get my child at the school that I work at, I will have to go to another district that will allow me to do so. When you consider this, according to the Learning Policy Institute, multi-subject credentials are down 25%. So, in other words, we have a teacher shortage, what you're all very well aware of. So when we consider our policies, our placement policies and our new priorities list, it doesn't make a lot of sense that we don't include some sort of prioritization for teachers so that we can retain them. And as a veteran teacher at my school who has served as a mentor to other young teachers, I can tell you that nine-year teacher, that's your budding superstar waiting. Your first and second year teachers, they're really young, there's still a lot to learn, but the ones who have been around now for 5 to 10 years, they're getting it, and they're the ones who are gonna really help carry your school. So it was really heartbreaking to get this email. Obviously, there's other stuff that they had shared with me, but it's really heartbreaking that that's literally what they said. The other thing I did want to talk about, it was mentioned in regards to the intra-district transfers. At your previous board meeting, or maybe one earlier than that, you reviewed the 2024-2025 demographics and enrollment projections for Morgan Hill. There were 2,143 intra-district transfers for the 24-25 school year. There are 7,811 children in Morgan Hill, so that's 27% of the student population attending a school that is not their zoned school. We also have data that says there are 2 elementary schools whose total enrollment is less than the total number of students zoned to attend those schools. Those are Barrett and Walsh. The remaining elementary schools have enrollments that exceed the number of students zoned to attend as follows. El Toro, 37 more students. Jackson, 85 students. Los Paseo, 37. Paradise Valley, 98. San Martin Gwin, 46. And Nordstrom, 175 more students attend that school than reside in the Boundary 2 attend it. Over a third of their population is enrolled there just is because of a choice placement. More concerning is 105 of those 175 students were zoned to attend Barrett or Walsh. For JAM, there were 91 middle school age intra-district transfers approved. All of those were from zoned to go to Martin Murphy. Clearly, there's not really an actual adherence to boundary lines. I've heard from board members, kind of like Casey just said, you don't want to be involved in it. Well, because this board and many boards before it have continued to freely allow intra-district transfers, particularly away from Title I schools, you've created a perception that you can get into a good school. And I am almost done here. The lack of commitment to boundary lines has further perpetuated the idea that you can freely choose the school of your liking, and the disproportionate number of intra-district transfers away from Title I schools has spread seeds of socioeconomic segregation throughout our community. By staying out of it, you are ignoring racial and socioeconomic undertones serving as motives to go to different schools. We can do better as a district, and we can do better, and we have an obligation as a community to do better. Thank you.
Thank you. I have Kristen Gillard listed as well. Did you want to speak? Yes, thank you.
Yes, you do.
Welcome back.
Good evening. I want to first say thank you to Trustee Munson, who took the time to respond to my email. It is disappointing that I did not hear back from others. My name is Kristen Gillard, and I have worked for the Morgan Hill School District for 17 years. I am an employee who wrote to you about the hardship for my husband and CJ and I. We are both employees of this district. I have to be at Barrett at 7:45, and he has to be at Live Oak at 8. And yet somehow our enrollment department believes it is acceptable to remove our son from his current placement at JAM, which starts at 7:55, and send him to Britton, which starts at 9, all while knowing both of their employees have to be at their sites. We have no adult supervision and no way of getting him to school. It has been brought to my attention by a few board members' emails responses to other employees that it is the law that intra-district transfers have priority over employees' children who are inter-district transfers. However, your very own MHUSC transfer information website states, and I quote, "Per MHUSA policy, we give preference to children of permanent MHUSC employees, children of parents who work within the boundaries of MHUSD, and to the students that are renewing their previous inter-district transfer." It also states that MHUSD honors the Allenville transfers, which allows my child to remain at his school he is currently enrolled. I would also like to bring to your attention that the California Department of Education says that it requires the district to honor parental preference if the school has sufficient capacity without displacing other currently enrolled students. Therefore, our children should not be displaced by inter-district students wanting to move to JAM because our children are already enrolled there. One of my many frustrations I continue to have is that none of my questions regarding enrollment have been answered by Jesse Swift and the enrollment department. I continue to ask the same questions. Who created this new enrollment priorities flowchart, and when was it created? What is the enrollment department's definition of reapplication compared to renewal? Why are the students of the employees that are inter-district transfers all placed at the bottom of the wait list if this is supposed to be a randomized and equitable lottery system? Was this new enrollment priorities flowchart created as a board policy, or was it an internal policy? What notification did they give families who might be affected by this? How many children that but my son out of JAM were residents of JAM, and how many were intra-district transfers? These questions continue to be unanswered and ignored. which leads me to believe that the enrollment department does not know what they're doing, or they're making decisions based with no merit. This is unacceptable. We have been informed that the board has appointed a subcommittee to look into this issue. I hope while meeting, you can remember that in my 17 years of teaching here at the district, we have always honored and given priority to enrollment for employees. I urge you to consider, up until recently that is, I urge you to consider that the districts surrounding Morgan Hill, such as San Jose, Gilroy, Hollister, and Los Baños, have all given the professional courtesy of allowing enrollment priority for their employees. And by not doing so, you are sending the message that you do not value your educators, nor respect the hard work that they give to Morgan Hill. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll invite up Natalie Brisbane. Did I say that correct? Thank you.
This week is Teacher Appreciation Week. Do you appreciate the teachers in Morgan Hill? The superintendent and the enrollment staff sure doesn't. I am the hospitality chair at Jackson School. My volunteer position is to appreciate the teachers. Do you think I went around this week asking teachers where they lived before I handed out handwritten notes or books or food? No, I did not. 13 teachers can't get their kids enrolled where they should be. There are 16 kids affected. But really, it's every student at every school that's affected. 16 versus 8,617. How do those numbers sound to you? Do you value your teachers? Do you want our district to be known for its integrity and teacher retention and respect for the people that are underpaid and still show up and educate our children with passion and heart? These teachers have been working at MHUSD for 3 to 21 years. 21 years. Many parents, many teachers all ask that you make sure the kids of their teachers are prioritized. Not prioritized over foster kids or unhoused kids or any others you legally have to place, and not prioritized over neighborhood kids, which is another major problem at this district. This is an urgent issue. It's not an issue in San Jose. It's not an issue in Gilroy. Our teachers have respectfully asked, and they have been blown away by your callousness. Do you want to potentially lose 13 teachers? Or do you want to place 16 students where they need to be? I hope you choose the right path for the good of our district, our staff, our teachers, and our students.
Thank you. Next, I'll invite up Yan Chu.
Can you hear me okay?
That's
All
fine.
right. Good evening, President Horner, Superintendent Garcia, and members of the board. My name is Dr. Hanjui Baker, and I have been a parent at JAM for almost a decade, with my second child completing 7th grade this year. In addition, I am a longtime educator, like many of you, and a current trustee on the Gilroy Unified School District Board. Each of these roles have uniquely shaped my experience and perspective on this issue. But tonight, I come to you to speak as a concerned parent who has directly experienced the impact of this new enrollment policy that was implemented just last year, as I know it. I know the importance of equitable and compassionate policymaking. I have seen how thoughtful decisions can either uplift families and students or unintentionally harm and create barriers for them, particularly when it comes to access to quality education. Last year, my son Andrew, his teacher's actually sitting right here, Mrs. Gillespie, and just to give you some context, we actually used to live in the Morgan Hill neighborhood, in the Jackson neighborhood for many, many years, for almost 9 years, and then we moved to Gilroy because it's really expensive to live here in Morgan Hill. So we moved knowing that we could continue our kids in JAM, because it was never a problem before up until last year. So this year we faced the same situation, but fortunately for us, we did get in. But honestly, the mere idea, and I lost sleep over this, I was crying about it, thinking that my son who had started at Jackson as a kindergarten, has done very well, has thrived, to be told that his last year he may not be able to get in. It was so disheartening. The stress, the uncertainty, and the emotional toll this had on our family was very significant. And I know that we were not alone. But again, our situation turned out to be very positive. So I'm really here to speak on behalf of our teachers tonight. 13 of our teachers, as it's been spoken before, spread across the district, who are at the heart of our community, are still fighting for a chance to enroll their own children in the schools where they dedicate their time, energy, and love. It is deeply concerning that those who serve our students daily are being denied the same opportunity that some of us have now been granted. That's why I authored, some of you have maybe gotten wind of this, but there is a petition going around. I was very passionate about this issue, obviously, and so I wanted to author the petition, urging the district to reevaluate and revise the current enrollment policy and to ensure that we are doing the least harm to our educators and their children. I, along with other concerned parents, as you can see some here tonight, began this petition out of a genuine concern for our fairness, to advocate for what we believe is the right thing to do, and to stand in solidarity with the educators and families negatively impacted by this new enrollment policy. And I should add, as of tonight, we have 624 signatures. Let me go ahead and just close off here.
Please wrap up quickly.
Yes, I will. Others got their time, so please give me mine. All right, in addition, the Allen Bill provides school districts with the authority to give enrollment priority to the children of parents who work within the district. So even if those children live outside district boundaries, this is a permissive provision, which means that you as a board have the power and discretion to use it. In the Gilroy Unified School District, where I serve as a trustee, we use this priority enrollment for staff as a strategic recruitment and retention tool. It acknowledges the values of our educators, supports family stability, and demonstrates our commitment to those who invest in our students every single day. We know it is not only possible, it's practical, and it is just. So I urge this board, use the authority you already have, choose a path that supports your staff, honors their service, and places our students and their families first. Thank you.
Next we have Rachel Schaefer.
Hi, I'm Rachel Schaefer. I'm a mother at Jackson, and I recently caught wind from quite a few teachers that their students were getting waitlisted at the bottom of the list, and I was shocked to hear this. So let me read my little spiel first. This week has been a special week at our school. It's Teacher Appreciation Week. I'm also, side note, blessed to have the Teacher of the Year from last year, Mrs. Rubio, as my daughter's second grade teacher. My son is a student, I don't know, sometimes it's a good thing, of Mrs. Clevenger, and also has a classmate in Mrs. Clevenger's class that I just found out was waitlisted at the bottom of the wait list. This is a student with my son who's done all of the middle school new, fun, exciting things in 6th grade. They've done the dances, they've done all the sports, track and field because we're making them. And to think that he is going to, his enrollment is not guaranteed for next year is so sad for the development of a 6th grade boy. Anyways, I digress. So it's been a special week. Natalie's done a lot of amazing things for our teachers. We love to celebrate all of them. There's quite a few of you guys here tonight, I see. Because we know they are responsible for the day-to-day grind and privilege of shaping the minds of all of our students. Every day, I drop off my kids into the hands of all of these special people with the hopes that my children will grow and learn and be challenged. With this in mind, imagine my sadness in hearing that many of these amazing teachers' children have been removed from our school and waitlisted for the upcoming year. Oh, is that a timer? Okay, let me hurry. So we are in a dangerous position of losing amazing educators. I also have the privilege of substitute teaching part-time when they need an extra body. And I know firsthand how much work each and every one of these teachers puts into their days. They're not only teachers of academically, they're teaching all these kids socially, emotionally, they're dealing with us parents. It's a big job. By enrolling my students in Morgan Hill Unified, I'm also entrusting my children to each one of you guys. I understand that the enrollment process is highly complex, and I also believe that people within the neighborhoods of their schools should have priority enrollment. However, I believe teachers' students should be right next on that list. So I want you guys all to take a moment to pause, to think about the impact this new policy is having on our educators, and to consider doing the right thing. Sometimes doing what is right is not doing what you are obligated to do, but rather the opposite. The teachers union can draft new language to ensure this doesn't happen again, but that's going to take time. Let us not go any longer creating completely undue stress for our teachers. We are not talking about hundreds, thousands of students. We're talking about 16. I ask you all to step up, do the right thing by all of our teachers and students, including their own children, improve morale and trust in your leadership, and re-enroll our teachers' students at their current schools. Thank you.
Thank you. Angela Santiago?
Good evening, board members, superintendent, and Morgan Hill community. Tonight, I come to you humbly, telling you my story. I am one of those teachers with 21 years here in the district. My son is one of those 16 students that is being affected. I am Angela Santiago, and I'm a fourth grade teacher here at Barrett Elementary. I've been serving this Morgan Hill community for 21 years. And in those 21 years, I've had nothing but happiness and joy seeing the wonderful students that have touched their lives. Like all teachers, it was my dream to go to college, get a degree, and make a difference in this profession. I wanted to spread my love for learning with all the students and show that learning is life. Morgan Hill made me make that dream come true. It was a reality. And in my early years of teaching in this district, I saw the importance of family embedded in the district. Everything that we did in this district was for the benefit of the families and the students, from supporting families through their difficult times, giving them resources to help them, show them how much we care, and invest in their futures. So when it came time for my husband and I to have a family, we were excited because we were excited to know that our children would be brought up in the Morgan Hill Unified School District family, and that my son would receive the same care, support, and love that I had given to all the students in the past. From kindergarten to fifth grade, my son had no problem getting approved for Barrett Elementary. Having him there gave me peace of mind each and every day so that I was able to meet my contractual hours, even volunteer after school to do tutoring, help on subcommittees. And it breaks my heart that now that devotion and that time and that dedication is being jeopardized. When I applied this year for an interdistrict transfer to JAM, it wasn't because of a quote unquote good school. It was because it is the only school in the Morgan Hill Unified School District that serves 6th to 8th graders at the same scheduled beginning and end time of the school day that the elementary schools do. 9:00 a.m. at Murphy in South San Jose from Gilroy is not possible for our family. However, my son was put on the wait list, and not just on the wait list, but at the very bottom, number 34 out of 34, and number 61 out of 61 for Britain, the bottom. We have absolutely no hope, no sight. We are now in dire need. What do we do? This policy has not just impacted me, but so many teachers here at Morgan Hill Unified School District. This policy is deterring teachers who may want to get a possible career here. Why would a teacher who lives outside of Morgan Hill want to work for this district? If they're planning on having a family in the future, or if they do have young children, this would not be the district for them to apply to. We need to make sure that we have our priorities here. We teachers, we don't get stock options, we don't receive bonuses, we don't get promotions for our hard work. All we ask is one thing, just to please allow our children to attend the school that is most logistically appropriate so that we can continue serving the community that we love best. Thank you.
Thank you. And the last name we have listed is Susan Reif, I think on a different topic. Susan?
Hello, yes, on a different topic. Good evening, President Horner, trustees, Superintendent Garcia, and staff. My name is Susan Reif. I'm a Morgan Hill resident and public policy chair for the Morgan Hill branch of the American Association of University Women, one of more than 1,000 branches in a nationwide organization of 170,000 college-educated women, and some men too, dedicated to advancing gender equity for women and girls through research, education, and advocacy. As you might imagine, Title IX, the 1972 federal civil rights law prohibiting sex-based discrimination in education programs and activities receiving federal funding, is a key component of gender equity. The Morgan Hill branch of AAUW will present a public program, Making Sense of Title IX, featuring Kathy Harper, who is Title IX expert for AAUW California, and representatives from San Jose State, Gavilan College, and we hope Morgan Hill Unified School District, to talk about what Title IX is and why it matters to students, parents, educators, and the community. Please join us at 6:30 p.m. Tuesday, May the 27th, in the Student Union at Britton Middle School. We look forward to an enlightening evening talking about the challenges of Title IX. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I believe that completes our list. Yes, thank you very much. Okay, we do not have a student board member report. We will move to item I2, the superintendent report.
Thank you so much, President Horner. I'm delighted to present an update with respect to some activities since our last board meeting in October. Today is indeed Teacher Appreciation Day, and on May 20th, we will be honoring our Teachers of the Year and also our District Teacher of the Year, so congratulations to all of our teachers. We also celebrated recently Principals Day, so heartfelt thanks to our principals for their leadership in our schools. We also celebrated a different bunch of superheroes, and these are our school lunch superheroes. So join me in thanking all of our student nutrition team members who offer a kind smile and delicious food to all of our students. We've also we've had a soft launch of our Saturday Academies, and so this is our inaugural program to make up some absences and to recover some ADA, some average daily attendance monies that comes with it. And so we've had 4 dates, 4 Saturdays. We've had 12 sites participate, and we've to date have had 282 students who have attended Saturday. We continue to learn from these soft launch opportunities, and we hope to continue to strengthen our Saturday Academies. Also had an opportunity to share with our Chamber of Commerce an update of our work as a school district. Always a delight to speak to our business owners in our community on a monthly basis. The visits are always a highlight, and so thank you to our brilliant students for showing us their classrooms and actively teaching us the various stations. It was absolutely lovely. It was lovely to be able to buy a bouquet of flowers at the TK class. So thank you to our sites for hosting us. Barrett Elementary on Friday had Loteria Night. Holy cow. The entire NPR was filled to capacity. The parents and the staff and the students it was full. It was absolutely full. And so it was a wonderful way to honor our Latino community. And and also bring staff and students and parents and other community members and such a great tradition of loteria. If you've not played loteria, it's quite fun. Also, congratulations to our AXA Awards winners. We went to a dinner, and so that was lovely. So congratulations to our HR AXA recipient of the year, as well as Frankie Kellett, who is our co-administrator of the year. Decision Day just happened last week. Culmination of our students' education with us, May 1st. Live Oak High School and Sobrato High School had their official reveal of where our students are going to school. Last year I went to Live Oak, this year I went to Sobrato, and so it's at the same time, so I can't be in both places at once, but it was absolutely lovely to hear all the great places where our students are going. The Multicultural Fair at Nordstrom never disappoints. Our parents and our students are proud to showcase their various cultures. So thank you to the entire Nordstrom community for continuing to share in this great tradition. We have a burgeoning partnership with the Boys and Girls Club, and we have our before and after school program at the El Toro site, which is nearby Walsh. We also have apartment buildings where our families live. They have community rooms, community centers, and that is where we replicate our before and after school programs. In addition to those, we have our Future Grads program through the Boys and Girls Club, which is completely free. We recruit students between their 9th and 10th grade, follow them through 10th, through 11th, through 12th, into and through college. And so thank you to the Boys and Girls Club. We had an opportunity to go to Lux. Have you been to Lux? My gosh, it's quite luxurious. So thank you to our community members and to the Boys and Girls Club for continuing to think of additional ways and additional resources that they can bring to our students, like Future Grads. It's completely free. And lastly, a big plug for our Morgan Hill Education Foundation. Several current and former board members. This was a multi-year effort to officially launch it. And so this is our second year celebration of our students, student showcase. It's our I Love Morgan Hill Public Schools celebration. It is completely free. Join us on May 29th from 6 p.m. at the Britain Student Union. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much. Okay, I'm told that we do not have a report from the Morgan Hill Classified Employee Association tonight, but I do believe we do from Morgan Hill Federation of Teachers. We'll welcome President Jim Levis.
Thank you. Good evening, President Horner, Board Trustees, Superintendent Garcia, staff, and guests. I am Jim Levis, the proud president of the Morgan Hill Federation of Teachers, and I would first like to personally thank the speakers tonight. School attendance for employees is a really important issue, and I'm hopeful that the board will hear what you had to say. I also want to congratulate the awardees earlier tonight, the CTE advisors and mentors. I want to thank them for all their hard work in helping our CTE educators and, of course, therefore helping our students. Also, congratulations to Ibrahim Hernandez on his selection as a Santa Clara County Migrant Education Program Student of the Year. That is an incredible honor, and good luck to him at UC Santa Cruz next year. I also want to thank Paradise Valley for their presentation and all the cool activities that they have going on there. Oh, one more. I forgot to congratulate Garner Green on her appointment as the new principal of Nordstrom Elementary. I certainly look forward to continuing to work with her in the future. As we come into the final stretch of the school year, MHF members continue with state testing, science camps, open houses, talent shows, spring sports, decision days at the local high schools, and much more over the next month. The constant flurry of activities and continued focus on our students definitely keeps us all busy. I did want to update the board in regards to the contract negotiations that have been in process since last April, just over a year ago. We had our last calendar negotiations meeting on Wednesday, April 30th. While at the beginning of the negotiations, both sides were hopeful to finish before the summer began. This even with the turnover at the district office, thus leading to a third MHUSD negotiations team. It seems apparent now, however, that this looks too lofty a goal as our priorities are starkly different. One pivotal priority for the MHFT negotiations team has been to create contract language for certificated positions that are not currently represented in the contract. These positions represent members who work with some of our most vulnerable students through their work as educationally related mental health services counselors, wellness counselors, therapeutic extensive support classroom teachers, formerly known as beta classes, neurodiverse extensive support classroom teachers, formerly known as Kappa classes, and post-secondary teachers. These programs are run and taught by incredible educators, and the programs are an incredible resource for our students. When we advocate for guardrails, supports, and adult-student ratios in these areas, we are advocating for the necessary supports that these students need and deserve. A second negotiation priority still on the table is compensation. We understood going into the 24-25 negotiations year that there was likely little money to be involved. Hence why we focused on creating language that would protect our members, as mentioned above. With that being said, we know that the rate of inflation in San Jose, Morgan Hill, and California was 2.9% in 2024. The cost of living adjustment, or COLA, for education was 1.07% this year and is estimated to be about 2.4% next year. While MHFT is appreciative of the 23.5% raises that all district employees received during the 3 years between 2021 and 2024, I do want to mention that those receiving the raise also included not only our classified colleagues, such as yard duty, groundskeepers, and front office assistants, but also included the highest paid administrators, such as the superintendent, assistant superintendents, directors, and coordinators. I would note that even with those raises, the Morgan Hill Unified School District is still ranked 25th out of 28 reporting districts in total compensation for classified employees in Santa Clara County. It is also imperative to note that we directly compete with Gilroy when it comes to educators who are looking for jobs. Whereas we rank 25th in Santa Clara County, Gilroy is ranked 29th in total compensation. As an educator's total compensation includes not only their salaries, but their benefits as well, and we must always look at total compensation. I've sat on the Budget Advisory Committee and have also met for 2 days for the District Budget Committee this year, and I know that the district currently has $36 million in reserves, and that the district is set to reduce its ongoing expenses by approximately $4 million next year. I also know that since 2019, the district has underestimated general fund revenues by an average of $11 million a year. That means that the district took in, on average, $11 million more than they budgeted for each of the last 5 years. I also know that one of the main stated goals of the district is to recruit and retain the best employees. The MHFT negotiations team has asked for a moderate increase on our salary schedules so that we could, at the very least, remain competitive with our neighboring districts and not let us fall too much further behind. When education is in flux, when there is an educator shortage, when negotiations have gone on for this long, I urge you to make teacher retention and compensation a priority for MHUSD. I am hopeful that the district negotiations team will look at our contract proposal packet as we complete it and move in the right direction for not only our members, but for the district's programs and for our students. Finally, in continuing our MHFT board communication plan, the office staff has shared a Google Sheets presentation with all board trustees this morning, focusing on timely equity, boundary lines, and school site perceptions. We encourage you all to take the opportunity to look over this presentation. This time, there are many more challenges than successes, as well as a few ways that you as a board trustee might be able to assist in helping to turn this around. As always, please reach out to us with any questions or concerns that you might have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Levis, for both your comments tonight and the written report. It's very useful. I'll now invite Patrick Buchser on behalf of the Morgan Hill Educational Leaders Association. Don't see Mr. Buchser in the room. Is he on Zoom? Okay.
He's on Zoom. Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me okay?
Hear you well, sir.
Thank you. From Mahala, our principals are putting the final touches on our SIPSAs based on the feedback from our ESD department, who went line by line and gave us great feedback. All the principals met individually with our FACE coordinator to align our parent engagement goal with the FACE LCAP goal. So a lot of alignment in that area. Tonight's report comes from the Transportation Department. Some fun facts thought you should know. First of all, Maggie Zapata, our Director of Transportation, and Crystal Silva Davis, our Supervisor of Transportation, lead an amazing department. There are 45 buses. There are 21 routes throughout our school district. We transport close to 1,400 students daily. There are 2 dispatchers, 1 office, administrative office staff, 3 mechanics, 19 drivers, 1 classified admin, 1 supervisor, and there are 4 after-school activity routes. We've sold 13 buses, and they're not worth much. It's kind of cheaper to get them off the property at this point. They went for $2,500, the biggest one, the 40 footers, but it's more about using some of the parts for some of the other buses as well too. When we transport kids, the safest vehicle on the road is a school bus. And I remember previous directors, including our current one, telling me that whenever there's a field trip or anywhere that kids need to be transported, the safest form of transporting students is on the school bus. There's 43 item checklists before they even turn the key every day. And when you look at a bus, you'll see the rivets are about 1 inch apart from each other. And the tires are rated at a different rate than any other vehicle on the road. So there's a lot of ins and outs and very fine-tuned specifics when it comes to our buses and the transportation of our students. And I just want to give a huge shout out to our transportation department for giving me this brief report for tonight. And finally, congratulations to Gardner Green for her upcoming principalship. Gardner, we have a special gift for you at our retreat I'm working on right now. And congratulations to our student awardee, our Paradise Valley presentation, and finally, our amazing DLAC presenters this evening. Thank you again, and that is it from Mahela.
Thank you very much, Mr. Buchser. Okay, we'll move to item I4, calendar of upcoming events. There's a calendar of events the board is either directly involved in or invited to that's attached to the agenda. I will not bore everyone by reading it out loud. Moving on to item J, we had one request for public comment from Heather Orozco. Don't see her in the room right now. Is she on Zoom or? Double check. I know she also sent an email in which the superintendent has.
She's on Zoom. We can ask her to unmute.
Okay, all right. Ms. Orozco, we'll welcome you on Zoom to make your public comment.
Hi, good evening. Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear.
Great. Okay, so first of all, I'm Heather Orozco, former 2018-2022 board member. I started teaching in 1996 and attained my credential in 1998, where I taught in Livingston Union School District for 16 years. I taught 4th grade at Nordstrom 2015-16 school year and have been substitute teaching for MHUSD for the last 2 years. Currently, I hold the position of Director of Human Resources at Moore Consulting, Inc., an electrical engineering consulting business right here in downtown Morgan Hill. It is my and my husband's business. I'm proud to have employees that live right here in Morgan Hill. I am deeply concerned after what I heard tonight from the public and teacher comments. I do not know about this recently enacted policy, but nevertheless, it's hard to hear that MHUSD is treating teachers and students in the way that was described. I'm here to address the procedures used leading up to, during, and after non-reelection and resignation of a teacher. When I was on the board, we talked about attracting teachers that lived in Morgan Hill so as to build that small town sense of community. Indeed, I Googled the ratio for teachers living in the same town as the school they work in, And AI gave me some little answers. One study quoted a 50-50 ratio. Some of the other research showed that teachers living in the same community as their students develop closer relationships with families and understand the unique needs of the community, as well as help with teacher retention, as teachers are more likely to stay in a place they consider home. I live less than a block from PA Walsh and take most of my sub jobs there. I've either personally subbed for or been in the classroom of some of the teachers you have listed as resigning in the personnel order. It has already been stated tonight that California has a teacher shortage. I understand that MHUSD does not have to give a reason for dismissal of teachers. However, some of these teachers resigning not only live in Morgan Hill, but their kids go to school here. They received positive evaluations, they're credentialed, and MHUSD invested money in them through professional development, and now they're being told to leave, when clearly you could assign them to another school in the district. I feel there is a more sensitive way to go about this process if we really want to consider Morgan Hill a caring community. Thank you very much for the time tonight, and I appreciate all of your service on the DS.
Thank you very much.
You're
That
welcome.
ends public comment calendar. Trustees, anyone want to pull an item from consent for further discussion? And if not, make a motion to approve the consent calendar? Trustee Gardner?
I would like to pull D, please.
Yeah, a little louder, please.
I'm sorry. I would like to pull D, please, from business services.
So business
I-
services 1D?
1D.
1D, like one dog,
Please.
okay. Any others? Okay, would you like to make a motion to approve the remaining items then, Trustee Gardner?
Sure, so moved.
Do we have a second? Second. Thank you, Trustee Altman, for the second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed or abstaining? Okay, hearing none. What's your question or comment then? We'll go to item 1D.
I wanted, thank you, President Horner. I wanted it pulled out separately because I plan to abstain from voting. Again, I'm getting back to this whole budget thing. Until finding that we're getting more specific answers in the direction that I'm wanting to see, I'm not comfortable.
Okay. So you're saying, you're indicating you intend to abstain from voting on this item. Do we have other questions or comments on this item? If not, a motion, please. Sorry? Oh, sorry, Trustee Altman. Look, there's a lot of places to look around here. Please.
I move that we pass 1D.
Thank you, Trustee Altman. Yeah.
Okay, 1D.
D, 1D, yeah, business services, item D under consent. Do we have a second? Thank you, Trustee Munson. All in favor, say aye. Aye. And we know, any second abstentions? Okay, very good. So that passes 5-0 with one absence. Very good. Now we're on the Ks. We did K1 earlier when we changed the agenda. We'll go to K2, information on extensive support categorical setting curriculum recommendation. There must be an acronym for that. Ms. Melville, thank you.
Yes. So thank you, board and colleagues, for having me this evening. My name's Sarah Melville, and I started in the district as a paraprofessional, as a special education teacher, and I'm working in our district special ed office. Here to talk to you tonight about a curriculum adoption for our extensive support setting. So in the past, that's always been called moderate severe. The CDE is moving towards extensive support, which is honestly a lot nicer. We had a little bit of delta in the middle, but we're moving away from our Greek letters. So our students that have more significant needs, basically. Can you go to the next slide, please? Thank you. So just a brief overview of the process. We met as a team. There were paraprofessionals, BCBAs, teachers, myself. We went over the whys. Why do we want to look at a curriculum? And we're looking at an official adoption here, not a supplemental. We looked at which options were available, and then what selection criteria did we want? What evidence did we want? And I'll go over, and then of course we came back and looked at how we did with all that. And I'll go into some detail in that with the next few slides. Okay, so, excuse me. So 3 major factors why we wanted to adopt a curriculum. The first one is there is CDE requirements regarding instructional materials. So if students are in a type of special education program where they are in the mainstream classes, there should be sufficient quantities of instructional materials so that the student's IEP can be met. And this may require modified instructional materials. And then a rigorous, appropriate curriculum. In the past, often our students with maybe more significant cognitive delays, more challenges, have ended up really not having appropriate curriculum. It's because maybe their reading level is very low, then the subject matter has been low, rather than what a high schooler should be working on. So that was very important to us. Everybody in high school should be working on Shakespeare and science labs and linear equations, even if that's at a very different level. And then lastly, the alternate pathway to diploma, which was introduced a couple of years ago by the CDE. And it was very important, of course, that we have a curriculum where students can get that diploma. Can I have the next? Thank you. So there were 2 options that we could look at, and these are the 2. I'm guessing it's a more limited market because it's a more limited audience, but these are the 2 big names in the curriculum for students in the extensive needs programs, Unique and TeachTown. We looked at others. There was like at least one other that had math and English, but no science and social studies. So these are the 2 that we decided to pilot. Okay, so here was our selection criteria. I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong with my throat. So first of all, of course, it has got to fulfill the diploma requirement. Has to include visuals, super important. We need it modified so that different skill levels could access the curriculum. Computer access for our students. We want teacher-led lessons with the required materials. We don't just want a skeleton curriculum, we want a full curriculum. Differentiated reading levels, of course. And all of our students in these programs have accommodations, so we want as many of those built into the program. User-friendly is always good. Nothing worse than getting a book and it just doesn't jive. And so user-friendly was very important. And then we really wanted labs. We don't want dry curriculum. We want labs, especially in science. So then we had to decide, well, what evidence do we want? So this is what we came up with, that we want to see, are the students comprehending the material? What was the level of additional materials needed? We obviously, as teachers, there's some extra things, but it should be that the majority of the lesson should be there. And then how did the students like it? So we took some data on student interaction and initiation to see how they were doing with the curriculum. And then academic rigor. We want academic rigor for all our students. And so we had rubrics and work samples. And then lastly, that differentiated levels within the units was very important. So does it include that? Okay, so during March and April, we piloted both these curriculum. So at the high school, we did some units in math, science, and social studies. And at the middle school level, it was math and ELA. This year, it's just 1 class for each. And then during this time, we did some interviews, some observations, collecting data that we just mentioned, and then as well as making sure it fulfilled the diploma requirements, it's got to be Common Core aligned. Okay, so what did we find out? So Unique is a great curriculum, but we did find it really repetitive, which limited the scope of it. So for instance, the teacher told me, and she was hoping to be here tonight, but she's got a little one, so she apologizes. So for instance, the Move to the West, just 1 lesson in history. That's a lot of extra lesson for the teacher to put together. Labs, only 1 lab per science unit. So that was disappointing. And then the math in particular was repetitive, whereas Teach Town went into a lot of depth at a modified level across the full curriculum. There was also comments that the visual presentation in Unique was a little monotonous. So we put together rubrics and went through scoring those. And they, again, were low for Unique and much, and I've just added a comment that I should have taken out, and they were much stronger for the Teach Town curriculum. The pathways are also much more explicit in Teach Town. That wasn't the case with Unique. And Unique's lessons were shorter. So especially at the high school level, we've got a block schedule. We don't want a really short lesson. We want something that's going to engage students for the whole of that period. Can I have the next slide, please? Okay, so here are our rubrics. So this is for the high school. So as you can see, on every single subject, the rubrics were much stronger for Teach Town. ELA, there was just a ton of criteria, so that's a little bit out of whack there. But the bottom line is in every single subject, Teach Town scored higher. And then the next slide shows the middle school. Not quite such an exciting graph, but again, Teach Town, again, was stronger, both in math and English, which were the lessons they were piloting. So user-friendliness, does it have differentiated reading levels? Both of them, yes, absolutely. Computer access for students, yes. And this was the one place where Teach Town wasn't so good, and we are talking to them because some of the catch-up program in Teach Town has a bit of an elementary feel. They started off as an elementary curriculum, but we're talking to them. Both have excellent visuals. Both of them have good differentiation. The big difference with the user-friendliness was the teacher-friendliness. So as mentioned before, with Unique, there was a lot more additional program planning and lesson material needed, and then the lack of labs and the shorter lessons. So here's some middle school data in terms of how the curriculum worked for the students. So again, in every area, whether it be student engagement or the learning outcomes, Teach Town came out stronger. And we saw a similar picture with high school, which is in the next slide. So a slightly different presentation, but again, whether the students were responding and how much they were engaged, it was stronger for Teach Town in all of the subjects. So the conclusion was that, you probably won't be surprised, that we decided to go for Teach Town. I know, you're shocked there. And we presented this to Curriculum Council recently, and they did vote to proceed with Teach Town. And so bring it here tonight for your consideration. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. And I understand this item will come back to us for an actual vote at a later meeting. So
that is the plan.
So tonight is your time for extensive Q&A. Any questions, comments? Trustee Altman, please.
Thank you very much for your presentation, Ms. Melville. I'm wondering for the costs, if you know this, materials are $29,500. Is that hard copies of things or?
So that's really like a one-off. We have a lot of it for high school. We don't have it for middle school. So once we've got that, that should be the bulk of it. So we're not looking at that as a repetitive cost.
And then for the annual licenses, is that a yearly basis, or is it once you own the license, you own the license?
So it's done by student license, which is great. But no, there will be yearly licenses that have to be paid.
Thank you very much.
Any others? Just a curiosity.
Yes.
How did these two make the list? Are these two like on a state recommended list or allowed list, or is it more flexible? Or
these are the two big names in extensive needs curriculum. So like, for instance, the county's using Unique. I know at least one of the people that we spoke to at Teach Town, for instance, was working with this on their CDE committee for the alternate diploma. These are the two big names.
Okay. And what have we been using up to now? One of these or nothing?
So we've been using these as supplementary materials. And then obviously just putting some things a little bit from Gen Ed and here and there, but we really wanted a core curriculum that we could move ahead with for our secondary classes.
Do you believe this will make the work of the teachers easier, harder, or about the same? It would seem like having a core curriculum and then adding is easier than do it yourself.
Absolutely,
but
absolutely, yes.
I'm not a teacher, so I'm guessing.
Absolutely. And I think, I mean, like one thing I heard from the teacher at the high school is, so for instance, Shakespeare, big Shakespeare fan. So for instance, Shakespeare, it's something that all our high schoolers should be exposed to. But it is hard with our students have very significant needs. Well, here we have, in fact, some of the materials are here, and you can go and have a look at Julius Caesar. That's in a way it's presented that students can engage with it. So she was telling me how she had her students in groups and they're working on Julius Caesar. And one of the girls was Brutus, and she seriously got into it. And she's starting to put some like oomph into it. And then the other kids the other kids started to put expression. And so we had this student. Some of these students probably have never probably had that opportunity before, and that's really difficult for a teacher to put together. So when I hear things like that, I'm like, this is where we want to be going with these students. They're very special. I've known some of them for a very long time, so I'm very excited about the way this is going.
Wonderful, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, since there's no action required, we will move on from this item.
Okay, thank you very much.
We're now on item L, board member reports. Anyone have something they'd like to get us started with? I see Trustee Altman grabbing a microphone.
Last Thursday, I attended a NEST meeting, because we like acronyms, which is Navigating Educational Systems Together. Everywhere else, they call it SEAC, which is Special Education Advisory Committee, but they want something more homey, so it became NEST. As the members, I'm really impressed by this. I think we had 8 parents were there representing schools, trying to figure out the best way proceeding in terms of programming, how to get more parents involved. Members of the committee are accepting assignments such as launching informational surveys, coming up with ideas. One, to reduce barriers, how to attend, what's the best way to get the most parents involved. And also, in addition to the attending the NEST, also, what are the barriers at school sites that prevent parents of special needs students from attending on-site programming also? And just voice of experience, when it was like back to school night or open house, I rarely had more than 1 or 2 parents show up. And so what are the barriers? How can these barriers be addressed? And then also looking at topics for training and informational purposes for the families. And so, they're also, and at the meeting on Thursday, Dr. O'Brien and Dr. Jacinto Aguirre had a program on the LCAP, informing the parents on what the LCAP is, how special ed fits into it. One other thing is a group working with the United Against Hate group is looking for 10 to 12-year-old students to participate in a MH Talks program. And so I'm trying to get something out to elementary school, middle school principals, that hopefully we can bring some students together. They're looking for students across a range of school sites. Right now, they have a private school student on board. We want to represent with public school students also. And that is my report.
Thank you very much. Reported very wonderfully. Thank you. Anyone else? Trustee Munson, please.
Okay, I got to attend the school site visit at San Martin Guin. It was great to see what they have going on. We got to go to a kindergarten class and a TK class, which is right up my alley. So I like to always see what's happening in kind of my realm. But they're doing fabulous work over there, and I just enjoyed the students and the teachers and what was happening. So it was a great visit.
Wonderful. Thank you. Trustee Gardner.
Yes, thank you. I attended a week ago Friday, I believe it was, the FFA fundraiser, and what an incredible, I mean, the support in our community for that program is off the charts. It was really something. They had a live auction. First it was a silent auction. I bid on both and I won both. And I actually got the beekeeper's experience with Maurizio's wife, Sarah. So that's going to be super fun. But yeah, it was great. I mean, the kids were wonderful. It was so well attended. It was just really made me really proud. It was incredible.
Yeah. I was bummed to be out of town and miss that and a bunch of other things. Wonderful. Anyone else? Are you Trustee Northrup? I'm fading here, sorry.
I attended the Personnel Commission meeting, and I thought Cheryl would be here, but she was really excited to announce the classified union scholarships. So 8 seniors and 3 college students received scholarships for a total of $5,500, which is really exciting. Let's see, the office is really busy getting ready for next year. We talked about trends in resignation, and a lot of it is moving out of state, moving out of the area because it's expensive, or retiring. And they're continuing to comb through rules and regs. I also attended the Gavilan Film and TV Annual Film Showcase. Wow. And I did it because I'm taking a film class, but also it's so amazing. The films that they make are just really great. It's a really wonderful program. And I was talking to them and I was like, do you go to the high schools? Do you ever, and they go to, not Gilroy, farther out. Where am I? Hollister. They go to Hollister. They go to Hollister. And I just wanted to give that as an idea to have them come to the schools, maybe even the middle schools, because it's such an amazing program. The films are really amazing that these kids are making. And they have like AA programs and AA for transfer. So it might be exciting for our students.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Trustee Northrup Gaddis, can you send us the contact information? I'm thinking dual enrollment,
Yeah, I'll introduce you via email.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Vice President.
I wrote a list.
Okay.
Okay. Hello, all
There
right.
you go.
Well, it was supposed to be a secret work, but I've been at Sobrato working with the creative writing program with Chrissy Hunger. It was my understanding that Marty Cheek used to fulfill that role, and so I stepped in as my Gavilan role, and it was supposed to be secret. The kids there are great. I was able to do some small group work, and one of the cool things that they were going to be working on is autoethnographies. So we introduced that genre of writing and presenting. So that's exciting. I attended the SpongeBob musical by Mr. DeMello at Sobrato High School, and I just have to say, as public educators, we really make do with what we have, and the creative set and just the costumes, and Mr. Krabs wore red boxing gloves to symbolize the kid that played him was just walking sideways the whole time. It was so funny. It was great. It was a great experience. I too went to San Martin Gwin for the tours. I saw the kindergartner reading in Spanish, and I was completely blown away by that. But also, what also made that trip special was my former student, Juan Zaragoza from Central, is the yard duty there. So it was kind of like a full circle moment. And then lastly, two more things. Okay, so I went to Decision Day at Live Oak High School, blown away by the culture that they have there. And what I have to tell you, when I walked into that, I was kind of just as a community college instructor, I was really, you don't have to have everything figured out right away. But I really like how Live Oak presented it because students who were going into the armed forces were walking up to the microphone and saying, I'm going into the Army, I'm going into the Navy. And then you also had a lot of students who were going to community college, which was awesome. It was just a great experience, and I really appreciated Principal Diaz and Veronica Calderon and the work that they're doing. Sorry if I didn't mention anyone else's name, I didn't know them. And then lastly, I also volunteered for bingo at Britain. Let me tell you something. For the parents who are listening to this via Zoom, I appreciate you, and your children should also appreciate the work that you're doing for band and color guard, because it was 6 hours on a Saturday, and the people that are the diehards that are there every Saturday and Sunday, they take it very seriously, and they were very patient with me as I worked the cash register, so that was really nice. But I just, it was a well-oiled machine. I mean, they really just were like, and they had me working the whole time. The full 6 hours, I was dumping trash at the dumpster. I was running up and down the aisles saying triple, double, all this stuff, and they were buying tickets. And so it was really cool experience. So that was it. I think that's all I did. Yeah.
That's all? You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah. When did you sleep? That's great. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I will report that I returned from the annual CSBA Coast to Coast lobbying event in Washington, D.C. What an interesting time to be with 300 colleagues from throughout the state talking about education funding in Washington. It was the biggest turnout ever of the delegation from California. So it's school board members and superintendents from every county, every district, every congressional district. So that's really good in this time in particular. We heard, from both elected Democrats and elected Republicans in the House, both talking about the importance of education and Title I and Head Start and all the things near and dear. So we'll see how that all goes, but it's a very, having done that a few times, this was one of the most peculiar times to be in DC talking about that, because a lot of folks they're right in the middle of the budget reconciliation process, and no one was really clear what to expect or what to have happen. But I do know that it was important as Californians to show up, and speak up and make sure that folks know, particularly around special education and Title I funding and rural schools funding. This is not a red, blue, green, purple, orange. This is not a color, your political leanings. These schools are everywhere. And the children that have their needs are everywhere. And many of the greatest needs are in some of the least populated areas. So it was an interesting and special time, but frankly, very stressful for everyone involved. It's not like, ooh, let's go have fun in DC. It's not a fun class trip, but it was important to do, and I'm glad I got to be part of it. And then at the state level, actually be asking under future agenda items to have a model resolution for SB 743. I think I mentioned that at the last meeting. That's Senator Dave Cortese's bill to start establishing a mechanism to address building a fund to fund relatively lowly funded districts like ours, so-called ADA funded districts, or, we have all our acronyms, but the ones, that get the state minimum and to over time get us up to the well-funded districts like our friends in Palo Alto and Los Altos and Atherton, these folks that, there's a 2-to-1 difference there, which is really criminal in my view. So that's a long-term effort, and I'll be bringing something back for the board to consider, approving a resolution of support. And then I guess just also on a personal note, Trustee Northrop Gaddis mentioned to me, I never talk about my family's role in Thinkertoys here in Morgan Hill. That was really my first community service project. And I never talk about it here because I didn't want to be seen as promoting a local business that our now daughter owns. Well, it's closed after 15 years. This last Sunday was the final clearance sale. We never made money on it. We literally always lost money running that, but it was something we did as a family to provide a resource for the families and children of our community. That was my first community service project. I literally built much of what was inside that store myself and my wife and my daughter, and we put 15 years into it. But on a when a bank came along and wanted to pay 3 times the rent that business could ever afford, it's gone. So there will be another bank in Morgan Hill and one fewer place for our kids and families and one fewer small business, supporting I never even counted how much money or gifts we gave to home and school clubs and fundraisers, but it was just part of something we did. So not here to promote it, but it's just everything we can do to build community. That's certainly something we have done in every way we know how, and I know everyone else in this room does it in different ways. But and if I'm a little raw and sad and don't have quite the emotional bandwidth as usual, I think that's part of it. Having just seen 15 years of effort have to close down. So apologize if I'm a little raw. So with that, I will close my report, and we will move on to future agenda items. I mentioned SB 743 resolution. If we could, I'll get a draft. We have one coming from the County Association for consideration. Do we have other future agenda items?
My understanding is that we're going to be talking about some of the things that we heard public comment about.
Yeah, I guess we're having an kind of an ad hoc officers meeting on Thursday and continue that. I know the superintendent has been working on it as well on the enrollment priority issue.
Is that the subcommittee or the policy?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's like a one-time subcommittee. So,
Yeah.
It's not, so
It's
an
been
ad hoc committee.
officially, if I may provide some clarity, it's been officially referred to the policy subcommittee. So we'll be agendizing it for the policy subcommittee.
My mistake.
Who's on the subcommittee?
The policy subcommittee, okay. I am. You're right. Okay, so we need to get a
No.
policy subcommittee.
So it's been scheduled. Sorry, it's in the process of being scheduled, but it's been referred to the policy subcommittee.
I was just going to say, can I insert myself into the
Actually,
subcommittee?
You cannot. No, it's a
Okay.
Brown Act
Because of the Brown Act,
subcommittee. And so we have 3 official board members that were appointed when you all selected the committees that you wanted
Okay.
to serve on. Yeah.
So
That's
anything
okay,
that
just
happens there
asking.
comes here for further discussion and action.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, yes, Trustee Altman.
Just for our information, when will the committee be meeting and when can we get it on the agenda? Our agenda in terms of,
Do we have that scheduled at this point? No, we're the process is scheduled. So soon, and I don't have an exact answer, I'm sorry. We should, I hope to have it back for our next full board meeting here.
okay.
And there's also staff work going on in the meantime, so it's multiple things.
Right, no, I'm
Yeah.
thinking if, absolutely by the fall, I think we're going to be really busy at our next couple board meetings of this school year, but if you have time, would be awesome, but if not, fall at the latest.
Okay, yeah, I agree. We're just, trying to both problem solve real time and come up with long-term recommendations as well, so. Both are happening, and I don't have exact dates for you. Anything else?
Oh, this is just a request. I'm not sure if agenda, but the Climate and Culture Committee, can we get a list of like what schools are on that, if they're all are represented or?
Every school has a climate and culture team.
Okay, so it's not one district-wide, it's one for each school.
Every school has a climate and culture team,
Right,
yes.
so there are school site level ones. Is there also a
Is there a
district?
district?
integrated one,
Yeah,
or-
so it's our Director of Student Services, Jesse, oversees those efforts with PBIS, et cetera.
It's, it's combined with PBIS?
The climate and culture it uses PBIS as an umbrella. It's part of the multi-tier systems of support triangle, the one that's on the right-hand side, which is the social emotional wellness.
Okay,
Yes.
and then, so there's a representative from each school that comes?
Every school has a climate and culture team.
Got it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Others? Okay, seeing none, we will move to item N. We have one recommendation for expulsion and rehabilitation plan, which was previously discussed in closed session. Do we have a motion on that item? Okay, Vice President Andrade, do we have a second? Second, Trustee Munson, all agreeing with the plan, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed or abstaining? Okay, that passes 6-0 by the members present. That brings us to the end of our agenda, and we are adjourned. Thank you all very much. Here, you can. Dun, dun.